Hi, I'm Mary Kopczynski, the CEO of RegAlytics, with your update on this week's 35,952 regulatory alerts. It's pretty much the last productive week of the year, so people are going nuts. The regulator of the week is actually New York, which managed to pass 53 new laws this week. A few caught my eye, mostly because of how prescriptive they are, and they're so specific. So Assembly Bill A09238 lowers the period of probable usefulness of zero-emission school buses from 12 years to 8 years. Or Senate Bill S03397 establishes a maximum temperature in school buildings, and it gives a definition of extreme heat and the standard to measure room temperature. Senate Bill S0263 gives coverage for scalp cooling treatment, which is used to preserve hair during cancer chemotherapy. Assembly Bill A04138 requires healthcare practitioners to provide up-to-date and evidence-based information on Down syndrome to pregnant women and parents of infants who test positive for Down syndrome in a written or alternative format at the time the test has been ordered. Senate Bill S05969 requires a consultation prior to the discharge of medically fragile young adults, and it allows these individuals to remain in these pediatric nursing facilities from the age of 21 until 36. Senate Bill S04674 establishes a state Parkinson's disease registry. Assembly Bill A06957 requires car washes to disclose when promotions expire, as well as any costs which will be incurred upon the expiration of such promotion and how often such costs will be incurred upon somebody taking part in such promotion. Assembly Bill A0573 prohibits mortgagees, which is basically the banks, from requiring mortgagors of real property, which is you and me, from purchasing flood insurance for coverage that exceeds the amount of the mortgage. Makes sense. Assembly Bill A09169 is a extreme heat action plan required for the impact of extreme heat on the incarcerated. There's just so many. That's enough. But the topic of the week is drones. There were multiple Congress members crying out for better investigations of the drone sightings out here in New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. On October 14th, representatives from the FBI, Department of Homeland Security, and FAA, Federal Aviation Administration, held a press call to address ongoing investigations into reported drone sightings, and the FBI has been investigating these since November 18th, has received around 5,000 tips, with fewer than 100 deemed actionable. Both the FBI and Department of Homeland Security said that many reported drones are actually misidentified manned aircraft, and there's currently no evidence of a public safety threat or malicious activity. The FAA has implemented temporary flight restrictions, and the most recent update is from today, which for me is the 17th because I filmed this the day before, from the DoD. Their message is that there's over 1 million registered drones in the United States, with thousands actively flying daily. And recently, this 5,000 tips where 100 were actionable. The sightings included a mix of commercial, hobbyist, and law enforcement drones, as well as misidentified aircraft and stars with no identified threats to national security or public safety. The government is urging Congress to pass counter-drone legislation to enhance existing authorities for addressing potential threats. And additionally, there have been some drone sightings near military facilities which are taken seriously by the DoD, prompting close coordination with law enforcement. What does that mean? That means my friends at the AUSA have probably already filed cease and desist orders for the idiots who are flying their drones over military bases, and they will most likely go to jail or pay a hefty fine. What else do you need to know? I mean, over 35,000 alerts in a week. We are running an end of the year special here at RegAlytics. If you sign up for a 3-year contract before the end of this year, we will let you pilot the product with 60 days to cancel. And I'm not kidding, 35,000 alerts. You really need to do something before the transfer of power happens in January. And that's it this week for RegAlytics. We have the global supply chain of the world's regulatory alerts in one very easy to use place. If you need a solution to anything related to regulation, give us a call.